Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kathy and this is Budget Your Journey. Today we are going to budget out my paycheck that I just received today. We are going to plan the cash that I'm going to take out to put in the green binder. I decided to do some paper because I think it's easier to follow. I got this from, I don't know if you can see that. I got this from Dollars into Dreams. She's on YouTube, and so she has these as a free download. So I printed some. And then I'm also going to track my sinking funds on paper. I know I can do it online and all that stuff, but I think this is easier to follow. So we'll see how long I keep this up. Because the whole point of everything being online is it's just easy. I can look and there it is. But I think for this channel, I think it's going to be easier to follow when I do paper. I don't have a fancy binder to keep all these in, and I don't know if I'm going to do that yet because I got to ensure that this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to set this off to the side for now, and then we're going to go ahead and record my screen, and we're going to walk through where the paycheck is going. So I'm going to hit record, and here we go. So as always, I put a buffer in. I just leave a buffer in the checking account. I do $25 a week, and it's just easier. I don't want to say easier. It gives me the peace of mind that I have a little bit extra just in case I overspend on something or swipe my card when I shouldn't, and all that stuff. I mentioned in a previous video we have a car wash subscription, and so that's this Metro. That's $32 a month. So if I go at least once a month, it pays for itself. If I go twice a month, then I truly get my money. And you see this spend next to Metro. That's because I transfer it to a different checking account. So I have 3 checking accounts. I have my primary where my paychecks come in, and then the bills, my main bills go in and out. And then I have a spend checking account where if I have any subscriptions that I have to put my card someplace, that's the account that comes out of, like Amazon or the spend or my AAA once that comes up, or things like that. And then I have my fuel checking account, and that I just transfer $60 a payday, and that's what we use to fill up our car. The next is Verizon. We spend $190 and change on a month on Verizon. I see a lot of people use Mint Mobile. I haven't looked into that. It does look like a cheaper option for phones. I just am concerned about coverage areas. We do a lot of backpacking. And not that we get cell service when we're out in the middle of nowhere, but there are times we do with Verizon. So that's something I definitely need to look into, because $191 a month for just my husband and I is outrageous. So for whatever reason in August, I had a hard time budgeting out, because I budget out the entire month, and then so that way I can see where all the money's going. I'm talking with my hand over here like you guys can see it. And I struggled with it with August. So, because I'm trying to change on how I do my budget, and sometimes that's hard for me. So I got to work through it for a few months. So I'm just going to take out half of my Toyota loan, and it'll just sit in my checking account until it comes out on the 17th, 16th. Chase is my credit card. I got to go see what category this fits into. I don't remember what this charge was, but it's 118 and change. I just transferred 119. Because I do know I have another charge on there, so I'll just add that to the balance. And then down here is my variable spending, and so my fuel, no, back up, Kathy. My food, we take out $200 cash every paycheck, and that is for grocery shopping, and then if we decide we want to go get something to eat. This paycheck, we got to get some backpacking food because we are getting ready to go on a backpacking trip to the Sawtooths. And so we will use some of this to pick up that food. As I mentioned earlier, I transfer $60 to fuel. This is my paycheck. I'm going to I've already transferred this money to my spend checking account because I need to get that. I want to get a new wallet. And so I'm going to use my spend money to purchase that wallet from, I think I'm looking at a Missing Monday wallet. That's where I'm leaning right now. And then Amazon, we do have Amazon Subscribe and Save. And so I just put it in the budget. Generally, this is stuff for the dogs. They get little greenies. And then my female had, well, I don't know if I need to get into that. She's got anal gland issues. Hi, welcome. Let me talk about my dog. And so we do a lot of that on Amazon Subscribe and Save. I think we also have a spray. We have AstroTurf in the backyard. And so dogs peeing out there can stink. And so we just spray it down. And here is the savings and sinking fund section. So I'm going to pull out $70 cash for my binder. We are going to go through that. We're going to plan out that cash together. And then I'm going to transfer $200 to my holiday savings over at Ally. I think I mentioned this before. I do $2,000 a month, and this covers Thanksgiving and Christmas, or $2,000 a month. Back up, Kathy. $2,000 a year, and so this covers Thanksgiving and Christmas because we do host Thanksgiving. And I have this set at a 10-month, so I'll be done with this by the 1st of November, and then I won't have to worry about it, and then that money can go somewhere else. I set aside $115 a month for taxes. The last several years, we've had to pay quite a bit in taxes, and so I just set a monthly amount aside. This last year, we only had to pay, I don't remember who it was, if it was state or if it was federal. And the other one, we got a refund. So that was the first time in a long time I've gotten a refund. So I'm still gun shy. So I'm still going to transfer the $115 a month to my savings. And then if at the end of this year, next tax season, when I get my taxes done, if I don't have to pay that amount, then I will adjust. But right now, I'm going to keep it where it's at. And then I'm going to transfer $40 a month. Nope, $40 a week to month ahead. And now that brings us to my extra payment to my Toyota. I'm gonna be able to transfer $263 to my Toyota principal this paycheck, so that's good. Okay, so now we are going to move on to getting my cash planned out. So we are going to walk through this binder. How are we going to do this, Kathy? You didn't think this through, did you? It's okay. Yep, you guys can see that. So Mini Monday, I've mentioned before that I'm going to eventually do Mini Monday. I just don't know when I'm going to start that. My husband and I are getting ready to go on vacation on a backpacking trip, and so we're planning for that. And so I just don't know when we're going to start this because he's the one going to come up with my little games to play. This is just a sample of something that he kind of threw together. And so I want to go through that, figure out what games we want to put together, and then figure out how I want to do that. So that's still probably a month down the road. But I already have money in there, so I'm not going to transfer anything to Mini Monday. So if I give myself 70, I don't think you can see that. I'll put this here. 70. Health and beauty. So I think I've mentioned previously I didn't have trackers and I wasn't going to. Well, I do. This Shar over at Dollars and Dreams, she had these trackers as well. So I printed them and I'm going to use them. And so we also discussed a cap on some of these instead of just continuously put money into it, because the money does add up. I mean, you hear that all the time on all these budgeting channels that I follow and things like that. And I'm like, yeah, $5 here. I'm like, does it? Well, it does. And so I currently have $30 in the health and beauty, and the cap that we put on this is $50. So I'm going to say I'm going to do $20 into that one, and then that will take it to the $50. I do know I'm going to spend out of this on this grocery shopping trip, and so I'll figure out how to adjust that. We're going to figure this out together. So beverage, this one does not have a cap, and I do put $20 a paycheck in that one, so I've screwed up already. So 70 minus 20 minus 20. So that gives us 30 left to plan. Coffee, my sweet little coffee envelope. I put a buff cap on this of $10 and I have 20, so I don't need anything in there. I'm gonna spend 5 out of that today. I do like to get a coffee on my way home from grocery shopping as like a reward for grocery shopping, doing my chores. Costco, we're not gonna put a cap on that, so we have 50 in there. I'm just gonna go ahead and put 10 a week into that one. Drinks, we're going to put a cap on that of $10 as well, so we have 20, so I don't have to put anything in there. Household, we're putting a cap of 50 on that, and I have 45, so I only need to put 5 into that one. I think we determined $30 is our cap on this, so I'm going to go ahead and put the last 15 in there, and I did not write any of that down, Kathy. So, but I did 15 in pantry, 5 in household, nothing in drinks, nothing in coffee, beverage gets 20, Costco gets 10. So that should equal 70. This envelope is going to come into the mix next payday probably. So I do have an appointment today at 8:20 to get my wax, and I do need to use this. So I'm going to pull that out of there. I'm actually going to do it now, that way I don't forget. And we will take this with me for my appointment. I will use it, and then I'll start adding to it. So I'm going to set this off to the side, and we are going to get this filled out. So make sure you can still I don't know how well you can see that. We'll see how this video turns out. And yes, I'm using a pen, and I don't have a eraser thingy, so hopefully I don't mess up. Health and Beauty, it's going to get a 20. Beverage, it's going to get a 20. Coffee gets nothing. Costco is going to get a 10. Drinks is going to get nothing. Household is going to get a 5. And pantry is going to get 15. So if we tally this down here, $70 is pretty dang easy. So I get 2 of those, 2 10s, and 2 5s. So that's 40, 20, and 10. Look at that. Yay, Kathy, you did $70. Anywho, I think that's it. Actually, let's write down my sinking funds because I did make my transfer already. So I got to take a peek at this. So we did, I don't know how I'm going to show the month ahead because this is a month. And so because I do weekly, I'll have to see how I'm going to do that. Okay, so holiday, we added 200. So that will give us, what is that, 4, 5, 6, 16, 27. So we're getting closer. If I do 2,000 and I got 1627, I only need $373 more. So that'll give me, and because this is over at Ally, I get that interest in that account. And taxes, got 115. So that's 365, right? And then I might just do a little 40 here, and I'm not going to tally it. At the end of the month, I'll tally this one. I'll just write down the weeks that I put here. I don't know. We'll see how this works. It's new. And that's just kind of how I roll. If I'm going to do something new, I just do something new, and we got to figure it out together. Anywho, I got a busy day today. I got 2 appointments, and then actually I have 3 appointments. I have 2 appointments in the morning, then I got to grocery shop, stop by the pharmacy, come home, put all the groceries away. I have to go into the bank. I have to get to the bank first, and then I have an appointment with my mom this afternoon at 2. And so it's kind of a busy day. My husband and I are hoping to be able to use some of this envelope today. After all of our running around, he's got to run into the next town over. We have a Volkswagen van that we have up for sale, and the belt is squeaking, and the belt was just replaced. So we're going to take it back to the shop that put the belt on and say, hey, we think we got the wrong size belt on this. So he's going to do that this afternoon while I do all my running around, and then hopefully we can come back together and we can spend some of this. So we'll see. Anywho, I get just continue to ramble, but I'm not going to bore you with that. So I'm going to sign off, and I will be back for putting the cash in my binders. So thank you for joining me. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, And don't forget to budget your journey, because every dollar has a destination and every journey begins with a single step. Talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye. So, yeah, I signed off, and then I was looking at my computer and my cash envelope breakdown, and I realized I forgot to fill this out. So we're going to fill it out real quick. I'm just holding my phone in my hand, and hopefully it's not too herky-jerky. So I got, I need my 50s for my grocery shopping, the 20s, the 10s, and the 5s that we just planned on the other sheet. So I got 10, 20, 40, and then 200. And so that gives me a 270 that I'm going to pull out of the bank for cash.